Guys, this is Michael, and today we are playing Resident Evil Director's Cut, but we are not playing the Director's Cut version, we're playing the original version because the Director's Cut version I don't know all that well. I haven't played that one in a long time, I don't know it by heart, although I should because I played the crap out of it a long time ago. This is a quick playthrough, maybe I'll do not a playthrough, this is a quick showing of what the game looks like. So maybe later on do a playthrough. I actually want to play the remake versus this one, but like I said, I'll get my GameCube at a different point. Now I'm gonna select new game. Like if you pick standard, I believe that's the original. Advanced is the director's cut, which has different models. The difficulty's higher, and like there's some new camera angles and models and stuff like that. I don't know if I repeated any of that. If I did, you got to hear it twice. Congratulations. So you pick between two of the STARS members. Chris, he's stronger, but he's not able to hold as many items. Jill isn't as strong, but she holds more items. Jill, in my personal opinion, is the better person to play as, especially if you're starting the series for the first time. You want to eventually play as both the characters at some point. It also adds replay value because the endings and the story is a little bit different depending on what you can, like, depending on who you pick. Also, Jill has a lock pick, so she can get to different areas first that Chris otherwise couldn't. So she's going to be the person now the pick in this video. Now, another thing to tell you is, even though this is director's cut, nothing was actually put back into the game. Only new stuff was put in. All the stuff that they censored in the original is still taken out. So if you want to look that up, I believe it's in the PC version of the opening cutscene, and you could probably find it on YouTube for like the few cutscenes that they took stuff out of, but it's no big deal. So we're going to start. $1998, sometime in the future. Actually, this is kind of weird. When this game came out, like, it was still kind of around that time frame, so I guess they were saying it was happening now. I always thought this was the creepier one, but as you see, this game's like totally outdated now in terms of graphics and stuff. The PC version's videos in color, I think some of the European versions of this game's cutscenes were in color. I can't comment on the Saturn version, but I'm sure you could look it up on facts, stuff like that, or FAQs, wherever you want to call them. I'm not showing you the cutscene, but it's one of the few live, like, video footage cutscenes, like, that you'll see. Actually, it wasn't very uncommon back then. I'm sorry, I'm thinking of some things, like, too many things at once. As you can see, the acting's obviously terrible. I'd like to get my GameCube and record the remake, show the difference. It's so much better. But this has nostalgia going for it. At the time, though, there wasn't really anything like this beside maybe like Alone in the Dark and stuff like that.
Okay, let me handle this.
I guess they were trying to copy the B-movie vibe, but I really just don't think they had much of a budget, to be honest with you. This is pretty common for like older games, but it's usually the Japanese games, so sometimes I think maybe there was like a barrier in the communication and translation, yada yada. They actually tried to port this on Game Boy, the Game Boy Color. Like, you should definitely check it out. Pretty much every improvement in the Resident Evil games are not in this game. So if you try to do the 180 turn and stuff like that, don't count on it. One thing I do have to say that's an improvement of the later games. I don't know if it's called an improvement more than a feature, is that when you get hit, you don't get slowed down or whatever. When you get weaker, you're always the same, because that only started in Resident Evil 2, but the remake does all that stuff. But I like the remake a lot. It's a lot creepier, and it kind of retained all the creepiness or the jump out, scare out stuff, because it was all in different places. They do that somewhat with the advanced version. Oh yeah, let's see. I gotta remember the control, man. If you never played Resident Evil, if you see that pool of blood, that means it's dead.
Barry?
I wouldn't really waste any more bullets if you didn't kill it. Really, all you have to do is run in this room, because this will basically happen. Spoiler alert for a game that was made in the mid to late 90s.
Was killed too.
Play the remake, that's all I can say.
Anyway, let's report this to Wesker.
Let's do that. I like how their limbs aren't really attached. There's a shield you can pick up there. We gotta report to Wesker. If you went back to the body, you could find some more bullets. The only thing that sucks about the remake is using that damn GameCube controller. So I think maybe playing the Wii version with the Pro Wii controller, or whatever it's called, would probably be better, because analog sticks aren't good for these types of games. And using that little ass D-pad isn't good either.
Find anything, Jill?
Nothing.
Well, this game made me jump a lot, but in the director's cut they change the advanced version. This is the director's cut, but we're playing the original version. If you pick advanced, it's the director's cut, and you can tell because Jill and Chris's outfits are different.
Okay, I'll try the door on the opposite
And there's
side.
little extra places you can go to, I think. But the remake's really the way to go if you have any curiosity about this story.
Okay, and Jill, here's
But if you like that one, you should definitely try out this.
If you, the master of unlocking, take it with you.
Thanks. Maybe
When this
I'll
game
need it.
came out, well, I guess it was around when Resident Evil 2 came out, or maybe in between, but probably after 2. There was actually a decent comic book series that came out.
Listen, if something happens, let's meet up in this hall.
And, yeah, I used to look forward to reading it. And then they just stopped making it, and it sucks. It was such a good book, and it followed the story really good before it got all crazy and stupid, and the movies came out and made it even more stupid. As much as I like 4, I feel like after the remakes and Code Veronica, Resident Evil series just wasn't the same for me. How many bullets do I have? That's good enough. Beggars can't be choosers. So when you play the remake, they keep stuff like this in here, like the stuff that maybe you would like remember if you thought about Resident Evil without actually seeing the game, like the iconic stuff. It's a map of the first floor while you take it. Very basic on on like the options here. Alright. I'm still getting used to the controls, folks. I haven't played this game in years. This was actually one of the first PlayStation games I got. I'd say the first, but I got 3 games at the same time. But out of the 3 for Christmas, this is one of them. Yeah, I'm not going over there. There's some cheap things that grab you. But the director's cut kind of has different views of this sort of thing. I'm surprised how much they actually fit on one disc. When I first saw Resident Evil in the magazines, this room was probably the first screenshot I saw of it. I thought it looked so photorealistic. When I first played this game, this game made me like jump out of my seat at this part, because there wasn't anything that I played like that. I think the closest thing I played before that is, as crappy as the game is, like Friday the 13th on the NES. That game would make you jump. Now I'm stuck using this. Look how efficient this knife is. Having a knife is almost like not having a weapon at all. Look at that, I'm probably on danger. One thing that they quit doing in Resident Evil is that they finally brought back, I guess in Code Veronica did it, and the remakes did it. At least the remake. I keep on thinking of Zero as a remake because it ran on the same engine, but that's actually a prequel of the first one. But one thing they did was, I hate how arbitrary it is, where you have to click use and stuff like that. Of course you want to use it, but when you check things, which they quit doing in a lot of the Resident Evils, I liked this. You could just look at your weapon and stuff like that. On Metal Gear Solid 4, they actually have a mode like that, and you can modify your guns and stuff. I haven't played Resident Evil 4 in a while, so I can't remember if it did that, but I definitely know Code Veronica, the remake. Can't remember if Zero did it or not. The puzzles in this game are pretty hard. You might die like a few times, but it's pretty simple. And some of the stuff the director's cut does, if there wasn't a zombie like somewhere, like sometimes they'll put one there and stuff like that. Well, the main thing is just don't waste your bullets and just go from point A to point B. Maybe one day I'll do a playthrough, but I'd rather do a playthrough of the remake. I keep on talking about the remake, teasing you guys like this is a shit game, and it's not. Though it is taking me a while to get used to these controls. Let's see what's in the store. See, that's how this game masks the loading times. I don't think it was a requirement in the later games, but it was kind of iconic after a while. In the remake, you gotta light all the zombies on fire, so you always gotta find, like, a fireplace and stuff like that to be able to light them on fire. Not a fireplace, like oil and a lighter and stuff like that. Otherwise, they turn in these things called Crimson's Heads that run against you, which makes this game way harder. This game isn't particularly that hard. Some of the bosses are annoying, but after you figure out everything... Uh-oh. Remember when I first played this, I freaked out. This is actually in the comic book. That's one of the things I like about the comic book they play in. See, if you do absolutely nothing, you'll get crushed, but if you're just annoying about this...
Hey, what's
like,
going
you'll...
on?
Jill? Is that you, Jill? What happened?
Now she realizes something's
Help
going
me,
on.
please. The door won't open.
Timing is excellent.
Stay away from the door, Jill. I'm gonna kick this door down. Hurry! This way!
Initiate first person view with low polygon counts where we only can render the door.
Sandwich.
You're right. Barry, thanks for saving my life. But Barry, didn't you say you're going back to the dining room to do some research? Why on earth are you here?
I have a feeling when they recorded this, they had
I just had something
never seen the game or even knew
Now,
what
let's
was
get back to
happening,
searching for
because
lost
there's
Captain
like,
and Chris, shall we?
they don't sound remotely upset at all. There's no like suspense
Thank you,
whatsoever
Yeah,
beside the music cues. But at the time this game was pretty creepy, but I wouldn't say it was disturbing like Silent Hill. I would say Silent Hill is genuinely a disturbing series, at least 1 through 3. But yeah, the remake kind of corrected a lot of this, but the remake's a different video. If you'd like to see a playthrough of this video, send a comment and let me know, because I haven't played in a long time. Maybe it'll remind me. If not, I might make it anyway or not, who knows. But if you liked this video, please subscribe, and if you have already been a subscriber, thank you for subscribing. And either way, either side you're on, please click like and leave a comment, negative or positive, so I can get back to you and we can discuss things, and you can tell me how bad my commentary is or how good it is, yada yada yada. And check out the channel description, as you can pick a game based on the consoles listed. So if there's a game you want me to play and make a video and mention your name and the console, and it's for a console that's on the list, like, feel free, send me a message, let me know. It's all in the descriptions, all that good stuff. It'll give you good reading, and check out my other videos. Alright, this was fun. Talk to you guys next time. Hopefully I'll have something just as fun or better, or whatever tickles your fancy. Alright, talk to you guys later. Bye.